So you're getting ready for your NAAC exam. You've come to the right place. It hasn't been that long since I personally wrote the NAAC exam here in Ontario. I achieved the results that I was aiming for, and I'm going to share the tips and strategies I used that can help you as well. You're going to nail this. I know it. First thing I want to talk about is doing your part to reduce anxiety. There are certain anxieties you simply can't control or prepare for. Life happens. Life can get busy. Many of you in your personal support worker class probably have full-time jobs while studying full-time. Many of you will have children. I know that's what my class was like. It was a bunch of people really trying their hardest, pulled in so many directions and perform in every direction. There are certain things you can't control, but one of the anxieties that you can control is your time. With all the responsibilities you have, you might feel like, you know what, just before the exam, I'll take a week off and I'll cram in that week and I'll catch up on everything I'm missing and it'll be plenty of time. But if anything goes wrong, like if you catch a cold and can't dedicate the time and energy to studying like you normally would, if a member of your household gets sick and you need to take care of them, or anything else, you will not be blindsided and perform poorly. So stressors like not giving yourself enough time, lack of sleep and unhealthy eating habits, lack of exercise can trigger the adrenal gland to release cortisol, which is the stress chemical, communicating with your whole body that it is under stress. And although under the right conditions, stress can help improve mental and physical performance, emotional balance, and can boost motivation, under the wrong circumstances, it can impact your digestive system, your heart pressure, your mood, and overall well-being, how well you are able to prepare and perform for this test. Reduce anxiety that you can control, and time management is a potential stressor that you can control by starting early, which leads me to my next point, which is note-taking. So obviously, you're going to want to take notes during your lecture. Do not count on your memory to think you're just going to sit and absorb. Sometimes someone says we're out of milk and we think, yeah, I won't forget. You go to the grocery store and what do you forget? Milk. Human brain is funny, what we remember and what we don't. So don't rely on your memory to remember everything said in a lecture. In addition to taking notes in class, biggest help for me is perfecting and recopying my notes. So as soon as I could, whether the same day or the next day, I will try to recopy the notes that I was taking in order to make sense of them, clean them up. There's a lot of scribbles on there, and just to have something that's nice on the eye. As I'm perfecting these notes, I may notice that there's something that's just not clear, that I don't really understand, or that I missed something. So this is where you would want to pull out your textbook. And everything you're writing down as notes from class, find where it is in your textbook and reread it and make sure that you're writing down the right things. Reinforcing the lecture your teacher gave you, reading through the notes, you're reinforcing the information by finding it in the textbook, reinforcing it again as you write it down for a second time in a clear, easy to understand manner. It will work really nice as flash notes later on. In my class, there was one student who was particularly wonderful at taking notes and perfecting them in this precise manner, and she would share them with the whole class. Maybe you might want to be that person in your class. It definitely would motivate you to get on top of those notes and recopying them if you know that there's 30 other people kind of hoping that you're going to get that done and share it with them. You can be that person. You'll definitely have an edge. Third, you've got to practice the material. In the textbook, there are questions at the end of each module that kind of summarize key points that were covered in the module and test you on it. And just below is the answer key. It's really just a quick and easy way to test your knowledge and make sure you're on track with what's being learned. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, in the workbook that comes with the Mosby textbook, there are different questions pertaining to each module that go a little bit more in depth. There's multiple choice, and there's true and false that can really test your knowledge presented in different ways. There is no answer key for these questions, but the answers are in the textbook. You will have to go digging for them. Being able to answer these questions will really highlight where you want to focus in your studies. There are pro-prof quizzes. The link is in the description, where you can go online and answer a NAAC test simulation for the personal support worker. It is incredibly similar, if not identical, to the actual test that you will be doing. If you can answer all of these questions, you will absolutely have an edge in the test. But not only that, you will get comfortable with the format of the questions and clicking on them. So number one, reduce your anxiety by eating well, sleeping well, and giving yourself enough time to get the knowledge absorbed. Number two, take good notes, perfect those notes, look things up in the textbook to make sure your notes are accurate and study off of those notes. And three, practice from your workbook questions, practice from your textbook questions, and then practice the online NAAC simulation questions. And you're gonna nail this. I know it. These are very personal to me. This is the way I study. This is how the information gets inside my head, making sure I'm well rested and I'm well fed, give myself enough time. All of these factors are essential for me. Let me know what's essential for you. My name is Ruthann. I'm a personal support worker and the owner of Forest City Home Care. Thanks for watching.